Sorry, even though this is my second one, I'm really nervous. Good morning. My name is Faith Kim, and I'm the cell leader for the Rancho Cucamonga Women's Cell. I have the privilege of sharing my testimony about cell on this Women's Celebration Day. I was newly married with a 1.5-year-old son when I moved back to Southern California and began to attend the Church of Southland in Anaheim. Initially, I wasn't interested in joining a cell, attending Encounter, or even doing EG. To give you a little background, I'm a pastor's missionary's kid and spent all my youth and young adult years serving at various churches and ministries. One might say that I lived at church. So by the time I began attending Southland, I was burnt out. I was hurt, and honestly, I was wary of church people. So I didn't have any desire to do anything more than just attend Sunday services for about a year. But you know God. He has a way of gently breaking a person down. Encouraging us to pursue more. I finally decided to check out a sale, mainly because I was going through many changes and struggles in my life at the time, and I was feeling pretty lonely and overwhelmed. Less than a couple months prior, I had my second child, completed my maternity leave, and was getting ready to go right back into a new position at work, all while living with my in-laws. On February 1st, 2007, I attended my first women's cell meeting in Walnut, California. It was actually the closest cell to where I still live in Eastvale. I think I might have been the only one that lived in the IE at the time. Next week will actually be my 19-year celebration. Isn't that crazy? So as I reflect on my 19 years as a cell member, then an intern, and then a cell leader, I am in awe of God's goodness and faithfulness to me. In these years, the Lord used these cell sisters, past and present, to show me what a spiritual sisterhood looks like when done right. These sisters were with me as I navigated marriage, raising 2 children, and prayed over me when my sanity and my in-laws were going head-to-head. They were with me when I was constantly attacked and harassed at work, and I would desperately send group texts for prayer because the attacks were so debilitating that they prayed at a moment's notice without detail. The Lord used these sisters to intercede on my behalf during these dark and difficult times. Not only that, they shared impressions, Bible verses, along with prayers. For the first time in my life, I experienced what it meant to feel a peace that surpasses all understanding. One instance that really stands out is when I had a really hard day as I had been wrongfully terminated. Of course, it had to be on a cell day. Nonetheless, I went to cell because I was the cell leader. I actually didn't plan on sharing, but God had other plans. During ministry time, one of the sisters said she wanted to pray for me. So I shared what had happened, and they immediately prayed and ministered over me in a way that I'll never forget. I had gone to cell feeling like a failure. I felt wronged, and I felt broken. But when they prayed over me, their cell leader, they ministered to me in a way that no pastor could. The Lord used them to speak of restoration, a promised future, and hope. They declared who I was and how God saw me as his beloved daughter. I have so many more stories that I can share of how my cell sisters have blessed, encouraged, empowered, and loved me as I am. In the 19 years, we've survived the pandemic, cell meetings through Zoom, and so much more. God is so good, and doing a good work in and through my cell as we continue to walk side by side. This is what a cell is. A cell walks with you in your journey of life. Your cell will celebrate with you. They'll mourn and grieve with you. If you're not in a cell, and maybe you're like how I was, a bit wary and unsure that you're ready to give a group of strangers a chance, I want to encourage you. Give it a chance. You don't have to tell your whole life story on the first night. Just observe and listen. And when you're ready, just share what you're comfortable with. You'll be surprised what God does with a little bit of effort and willingness. It has been 19 years for me, and I'm so glad that I took that first step. God is so good, and He is so faithful. Thank you.